You've got ideas, you've got ambition, you've got no time, or so you think. I'm Marissa Lonick, and I help busy moms with big dreams and no time. Join me each week as I dive into time management strategies, goal setting and achieving framework, and inspiring guests who are juggling mom life, work life, fill in the blank life. Dreams don't work unless you do, and just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't still make it happen, whatever it means to you. Welcome to the Mama Work It podcast. Hello, my beautiful mama listeners. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Mama Work It podcast. Marissa Lonick here, working mom of four, time management and productivity coach, and your host. So today we are getting down and dirty and talking about some super simple, really easy ways to save time with these tangible, practical life hacks that I have been practicing for years. I cannot wait to share them with you. Now, if you know me, you know the way I teach time management, the way I developed time management, my signature program and best-selling book, and the way I go about any of my productivity strategies is certainly inclusive of hacks like the ones we'll be chatting about on today's episode, but also by getting to the root, the internal side of how we're going about managing our time, from our mindset to our worthiness to our clarity, all the inner work that needs to be done. Because without that, these hacks are great, they'll work, but you won't be able to consistently stick to them and really see a long-term life change. Nonetheless, we could all use a hack here and there, and I am all about helping you with the juggle, whether you're just wanting to dip your toe and try these out, whether you're doing that inner work alongside the outer work, whether you're not sure what this is all about, but you're open-minded and you're willing to try. Let's go. Let's dive into today's episode. Let's get down to some of my best time-saving life hacks so you can slay the day. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Time-saving life hack number 1, the brain dump. If you don't know what a brain dump is, let me quickly explain this in a very eloquent way. It's when you take all that stuff in your brain, all that clutter that is making your mental load feel like an episode of Hoarders, and you literally word vomit it, you dump it out on a piece of paper. You write down anything and everything that is taking up precious brain real estate so you can clear the mental load clutter. Does that make sense? I hope so. So why is this a life hack? Well, for so many reasons, okay? Number 1, we cannot operate at full blast productivity and efficiency when we are hauling around all this disorganized, heavy stuff in our brains. It's like trying to clean your house and being followed around by a toddler eating yogurt and cereal behind you. It's not exactly gratifying, right? Number 2, when you start doing this regularly, and I recommend weekly, it becomes habitual, and you start forming other good habits in conjunction with this. It's like a catalyst for being good at time management in general. Okay. And number three, super important. Did you know when you write things down, you are 42% more likely to actually do it? Now, I already said I recommend doing a brain dump weekly, but you can decide on a frequency that makes sense in your life if that doesn't feel good to you. I like weekly because I think it gives you enough space in between to clear a lot of that list, but also enough closeness that you're not trying to think about stuff too far out in the future than, say, if you did this less often. So my recommendation is a week, but do what feels good to you when it comes to the brain dump. Now, I don't recommend using your brain dump as your to-do list that you look at daily because it can actually feel overwhelming AF to do that, especially if your brain dump looks like mine usually does, which is for sure like the hot mess express, super chaotic, disorganized, just like a lot of jumble, random thoughts I wrote on a piece of paper, which I did because that is the whole point of the brain dump. Okay. I do recommend prioritizing things on your brain dump daily, which brings me to life hack number 2. Here we go. Life hack number 2. Time saving life hack number 2 is to prioritize 3 small goals a day. And you do this by simply highlighting or circling 3 things on your brain dump list daily. Maybe you choose a different color for each day so it's really clear. By the way, you don't need to do this all at once. You can choose the 3 the night before, the next day, or even the morning of, although I'm typically a fan of night before here, just saying. So why is this a life hack? Let me ask you something. Do you ever make a to-do list, especially a to-do list that is super long, and then freeze because you're so overwhelmed by it? This is often referred to as analysis paralysis. You get stuck not doing anything because there's so much in front of you, so many options, so much intimidation for some that you end up choosing nothing. You end up filling your time with things like mindless scrolling social media or Netflixing or something not even on that list that doesn't really matter because you can't even start doing the things you actually want or need to do. The life hack of putting clarity in front of you via a reasonable amount of things, 3 things, allows you to take the decision-making step, which can be very time-consuming, if not paralyzing, as we know, and have probably experienced in the past, and just get down to business of getting the important things done. So again, super simple time-saving life hack number 2. Prioritize 3 small goals a day. Save time by having to make less decisions and have clarity and focus on what needs to get done without putting crazy, unreasonable pressure on yourself. 3 small goals a day is totally doable. Okay. Are you ready for time-saving life hack number 3? Ready or not? Here we go. This one has to do with your morning, but it actually starts the night before as well. I love night before hacks because they help me sleep better. They help me feel less stressed in the morning. They are just awesome, in my opinion. So this one is all about prep for the next day. You are going to create a nightly routine for yourself that is 30 minutes long and includes anything and everything you want to prep for your next day. So some ideas of what to do during this time: pack lunches or the diaper bag, lay out the kids' clothes, pick your own outfit, clean up the kitchen so you wake up to a space that's clean, right? Nothing like waking up to a clean kitchen, you guys. These are just to name a few ideas. Why is the 30 minutes so key here? And how do you fit this all in during that time? Well, for starters, it can be really unmotivating at the end of the day to do anything else, especially if you're feeling tired, like many of us are by this point of the day. But if you know that there is a time limit here, and even more exciting than that, if you've got a killer playlist of 7 songs, which is about 30 minutes, or a favorite podcast whose episodes are hopefully about 30 minutes, like this one, maybe this is your favorite podcast, you can look forward to popping your earbuds in and just diving right into it. Another way to keep the 30 minutes in check: set a timer, either on your stove, on your phone, whatever. Now, I know at least one of you listening right now is shaking her head and saying, I can't get that done in 30 minutes. That's crazy. If this is you, I get it. Like, okay, I totally get it. But I'm going to have to say, no, It's not crazy. You know what's crazy? Letting any and every distraction on earth stop you from just getting it done in 30 minutes. So I'm going to ask you to put your phone away, to not check it during this time. I'm going to ask you to not watch a show while you're doing this because the visual paired with the audio isn't going to help you here. I'm going to ask you to work like there's $10,000 on the line for you completing this before the 30 minutes is up. And I want you to power freaking through. That's it. Enough said. Go. Why is this a life hack? This, my friends, is a life hack because of obvious and not so obvious reasons, okay? First, the obvious. You are doing something faster than you likely thought possible. Like you're hustling, and even though I'm not a fan of the hustle lifestyle, sometimes a good hustle is just what you need to get shit done. That's okay. That's okay. As long as you're not like a toxic and chronic hustler, a little hustle is okay in my book. Now, the not so obvious reason. You are powering through on something that would be bothering you if it weren't done, or making your morning less efficient and possibly more stressful, and then setting the tone for your entire next day to be crappy. Okay? So like, think about it. If you didn't do these things and you woke up to a messy kitchen, to a laundry list of things that needed to get done in a short amount of time, if your morning is kind of, consolidated into less time, it would give you stress. It would give you anxiety. It would make you feel a little bit maybe grumpy or chaotic or cranky in the beginning of the day. Give yourself this gift to wake up to less stress, more sanity, a calmer morning, and set the tone for your whole day. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. You're welcome. So recapping here, time-saving life hack number 3, create a 30-minute night before routine and just get it done. Just power through and get it done. 30 minutes. All right, moving on to time-saving life hack number 4, meal planning. I have a lot of conversations with moms, and I gotta say, the moms who do this or have done this in the past always say life in general feels more organized when this is a part of it. I've done meal planning in many different ways throughout the years, and I don't necessarily think there's a right or a wrong way to do this, but some type of plan for this part of your life is key. So, what are some tips on how to do this? I say have at least 4 to 5 dinners set for your week ahead. Take into consideration what your schedule looks like that week and what nights are perhaps more or less hectic than others. Do this the weekend prior or pre-grocery shopping day, whenever that is for you. Like if you grocery shop on a Friday night, you need to plan this out by Friday afternoon or 5 minutes before you go to the supermarket or whatever. On nights your kids have sports or you're working later than normal, plan on simpler meals that are easier to execute or delegate if you're the primary chef at home. But here's the other part of this. Like even on nights you've got, quote, the time to cook, why do you necessarily need to fill that time with cooking? I mean, hey, if you like to cook and you find that enjoyable, awesome, do it. But if you are more of like a take it or leave it, you can still do some things in advance to help yourself not be tied to the kitchen for more than 30 or 45 minutes a night for dinner prep. Some takeaways I want you to do when it comes to meal planning. So once you've got your 4 to 5 dinners decided, depending on what your week looks like, I want you to make your shopping list for the grocery store, and I want you to put the items on that list in the order you actually walk through the store. This is going to help you get in and out of the store more quickly and hopefully allow you to not forget anything during your trip. Then I want you to either prep veggies in advance of the week, or if you are a time-saving ninja, buy the veggies already cut so you can save that step and still feed your family healthy things. Finally, I want you to get friendly with some kitchen appliances like the air fryer and the crock pot. And if you don't own these appliances, I think they are well worth the investment because they will not only save you time, they can also cook up some really delicious dinners. So why is meal planning a life hack? Well, a friend of mine who is a nutritionist and also helped me drop lots of baby weight after my last son was born said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I can't think of a better example to use this for than when it comes to feeding your family. And let me clarify, I absolutely don't think feeding my family takeout or a drive-through once in a while is a failure. I don't. But I also do value feeding them healthy, home-cooked meals most of the time. Yet I don't want mom chef to take over as my full-time job either. Like, I am here for efficiency and delivery and however I can make that happen. One last tip when it comes to the meal planning life hack. Whenever you cook something that is more intense or takes longer or is just one of your family's favorites, I want you to double or even triple the recipe and freeze it for those easy dinner nights. I do this anytime I make lasagna, for example. Lasagna takes me hours to make because I do everything from scratch and I just put so much love and, let's get real, so many ingredients into it. So whenever I make this, which is usually, only a few times a year, I make at least 3 lasagnas. We eat one that night, we freeze 2 more, and it is always appreciated and just the best, especially on a night where I don't want to feel tied to cooking or my schedule just won't allow me to prioritize that for that night. So, time-saving life hack number 4, meal plan. Whatever that looks like to you, take or leave some of these tips, but make it happen. Make the meal plan happen. All right, let's move on to our final time-saving life hack for today. Time-saving life hack number 5, which has to do with you and your beauty. Yes, I saved the best for last here, mama, even though you should know you don't come last. Okay, years ago, I had a freebie I gave away with ways to make your working mom morning run smoothly, and it included some hair tips. And over the years, this has evolved into the whole beauty shebang. So here it is, time-saving life hack number 5, tips for your hair and your makeup routine. Before we dive into exactly what these tips are, I want to ensure we're on the same page here as to why this is indeed a life hack, especially for the mama listening who is like, I don't spend any time on this now. Like, why would I want to add more things to do in my day? That, my mama friend, is a great question and one I'm equally as excited to answer. But first, a scene in my life and many other women's lives I will recount for you. I speak from personal experience, personal conversations with other working mom friends, personal coaching calls with clients, and my own intuitive hunch that this is indeed happening across the board for many women out there, especially my mama listeners. Here we go. Have you ever not felt your best? Chances are, on days like this, you were wearing something that didn't make you feel good. Maybe an outfit in your closet that you don't even like anymore, but remains on the regular rotation. Maybe pants that you wear when you're feeling a little bit bloated or you overindulged over the weekend and now you don't even want to put on anything other than an elastic waistband or pants that are one size bigger that don't really fit you well, but feel much more comfy. Maybe you have been off your routine and you haven't been drinking enough water and the bags under your eyes are proving it all. And you're just not looking like your best self, okay? Not feeling your best is often cause for not showing up as your most productive, motivated, energetic self. And chances are when you don't feel your best, you don't look your best. But what comes first? Do you need to wake up feeling great in order to put on a great outfit and do your hair and makeup and show up as like the glam you? Or do you need to look the part and then your feelings and actions follow? Sometimes it can feel like the latter is an easier route there. Sometimes it can feel like the best way to have some control of the situation. And often when we feel more in control, we get more done. We slay the day. And you know what? We look damn good doing it. Boom. Now let's get real. You're a mom. So you're not getting full on glam Monday through Friday here. Okay. Chances are. But you do need some sort of routine to look the part and make that easy decision to show up as your best self daily. So what kind of time-saving life hacks am I talking about when it comes to our look each day? Here are a few I'm going to recommend. Number 1, wash your hair as infrequently as you can because you want to spend time actually doing it when you do. So, example, lots of people wash their hair daily and leave it wet or put it in a bun. And while that's great, I don't think you probably feel your best like this. What's the least amount of times you can wash your hair in a week without feeling like it's totally gross? Is it 3 times? Is it 2 times? Is it once a week? Are you blessed that you can only wash your hair once a week and it still looks like not gross? Good for you. Do that. And be sure when you do wash it, actually dry it, style it, do something beautiful to it on day 1. Then use dry shampoo, use other hacks like sleeping with a silk cap or fanning it out on your pillow before bed, or use the amazing tool I was gifted this year for Christmas that actually works to create gorgeous curls and volume while you sleep. Okay, I will link that in the show notes. Don't you worry. Even though you need to invest a little, maybe extra time on day 1 of hair washing, your other days should be much less involved and your hair will likely look better for longer with the help of the dry shampoo or the quick touch-ups or the tools I'm recommending here. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, I want you to have a 5-minute makeup routine. Seriously, 5 minutes. Mine consists of tinted moisturizer, concealer, bronzer, blush, highlighter palette, eyeliner, and mascara. Done. That is my makeup routine. It takes less than 5 minutes. I invested in 2021 in microblading, one of the best decisions I ever made. Microblading is like, for your brows. And I don't even have to touch them every day. Like they're done. They're done for me. So I'm not telling you to go out and microblade unless you want that done, but you can have a 5-minute or less makeup routine daily. These are the things that I use in my makeup routine. I'll link them in the show notes, but whatever works for you, whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel like you are confident and ready to show up for your day, 5 minutes or less. Last tip here, number 3, dress for your goals. I learned this one from my friend, Gabby Eckert. If you want to land the client or get the promotion, you need to show up for it. You need to wear clothes that make you feel confident and beautiful. Stop rocking the stained yoga pants or hoodie with the hole in it on the regular rotation, okay? You will be surprised how much more bold and positive your energy will simply be by what you are wearing that day. Dress for your goals. Dress for what you want to accomplish that day, what you want to succeed in doing. So just to wrap up, time-saving life hack number 5 here, prioritize your look. When you look your best, what often follows is feeling your best. And when you feel your best, girl, you do your best. You show up more confidently, with more energy, you end up getting more done, attracting more of what you want, whether that's more money, more clients, more respect, more balance, whatever it is. This is such a simple thing you can do to feel your absolute best. So there you have it. Some of my favorite and best time-saving, and in some cases, money-making, if you ask me, tips this week. So if you want more hacks like these, along with some amazing internal mindset work, self-awareness exercises, organization tools, and other ways to handle the juggle of mom life, work life, wife life, fill in the blank life, I want you to be sure to sign up for my time management free mini course, where you get access to 6 training videos that are going to blow your mind on how to create the time and life you're craving during this crazy, chaotic season of motherhood. Check out the link in today's show notes or just visit mamaworkit.com/free mini course. Thank you as always for listening, and I will see you on the next episode of the Mama Work It podcast. Bye. You've been listening to the Mama Work It podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and would love if you could take a quick minute to leave me a review on whichever platform you're listening from, and maybe even send a note to a fellow mama friend recommending it. Reviews and recs help this podcast grow and reach more like-minded, awesome moms. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click that button so we can stay in touch, girl. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Mama Work It website, please do. There are lots of free resources and great articles there that can help you with the juggle of work life, mom life, wife life, fill in the blank life. So head on over. Thanks again for being part of the tribe. I'll see you soon, but in the meantime, keep on working it, mama.